Well, let's start off with an overview of the markets and the activity we're seeing on that end from your perspective.
Hi, everyone. Yes, actually, we've seen that over the past 3 weeks, the market has been going up, actually driven by better fundamentals because the economy is doing quite well. The export-oriented sectors are improving. And for this reason, the Central Statistical Office released its March update bulletin in March, and they commented that the growth for the economy for this year is expected to be around 4.4%, compared to an initial estimate of 4.2%. Another factor also, we've seen that over the last 2 weeks, foreigners have stopped selling, and foreigners have now gone into the market. They are now buyers on the market. And this has actually been one also a major driver of the market over the last 2 weeks.
We've, of course, had quite a bit of company news out. Mauritius Commercial Bank, amongst a lot, saying that it expects full-year profit to the end of June to rise to 4 billion rupees. And that after we saw first-half profits rising 19%. What are you making of the steady recovery we're seeing with regards to Mauritius Commercial Bank?
Yeah, actually, Mauritius Commercial Bank made its record profit in 2009. Right now, it's actually on the right track to exceed that record, and it's mainly driven by the increases we've noted in the loan book for the banking industry as a whole. In 2009, the private sector credit in the whole economy grew by 3%, while in 2010, we've seen an increase of 13%. So there's mainly a big increase in the loan book for the whole industry, and MCB being the largest retail bank in Mauritius, has tapped in a lot of those increases. And also MCB, in terms of its foreign sourced income and fees and commission, they've seen a marked improvement along that side. So basically this year, if they do reach the 4 billion, they would be trading right on a current price of 172 right now. They would be on a forward PE of 10, which is very attractive.
Well, growth here is highly correlated to GDP growth, and the recovery this year has been held in check by the sluggish growth we've seen across much of its core European markets. This is a market, of course, in Europe that faces headwinds. So how much of a risk factor are you factoring in when looking at a player like Mauritius Commercial Bank?
We actually should look mainly on the forex side, because the Mauritius being mainly an export-oriented economy, it gets most of its revenue from foreign currencies and principally from the euro. And right now, we've seen that last week the European Central Bank has decided to increase the interest rate by 0.25%. And that is very interesting for Mauritius, because that would mean that the euro should pick up against the rupee. And from that, the revenue from the export-oriented sectors would go up. And that would mean that foreseeably in the near future would see more investment coming on from underlying companies, and MC would benefit from that.
In the meantime, we've had Harold Freres expecting a 5% revenue increase this year, and that especially boosted by sales from its energy and commerce units seems to be working to make up for that lower sugar production we're seeing from Harold Freres right now.
Yes, actually the lower sugar production is mainly because of the fact that there was a major drought at the start of the year in Mauritius. But now rain has come back again, but the production of sugar would be impacted by that. But then on the other side, we've seen that the EU sugar price is going up, and also that the euro is expected to go up against the rupee. So that would mean that the sugar revenue could be increasing, but mainly on the back of the currency and sugar price. Then also, as you rightly said, the commercial and energy side is doing better. And we expect the energy sector to do quite even better this year. And on the commercial, which is mainly the alcohol segment, we expect sales to go up as well. And also, RL now it's not only a sugar company, because they are now in other sectors. They are into sugar, energy, alcohol, property, and recently more into financial services, where 1 month ago, RL mentioned that they actually increased their stake in an insurance company in Mauritius. So they now own around 30% effective shareholding. So Alishia is not only a pure sugar company today, it's more a diversified company, a diversified investment company.
Kishen, are you viewing that as a good thing, or do you see the company at risk of becoming too diverse?
Actually, I don't think it's at risk in the sense that, the sugar, since the end of sugar protocol in Mauritius, a lot of companies have been moving away from sugar. They've been moving into energy, alcohol, some going to ethanol, others going to property. So there has been a whole change in the industry as a whole. But for Alishia, we believe that given the fact that they are going into financial services, which they already own a big percentage stake before, so I don't think that it's too much diversified for them. They're just looking for other areas where they could potentially do more business.